Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss incredible historical and biblical mysteries. 4,000 years ago, two cities were so rich that their inhabitants literally walked on black gold. Abraham saw them from afar and thought, "This is paradise on earth." Archaeologists today are still amazed at the treasures buried beneath the soil. Yet, in a single morning, everything turned to ashes. Fire rained from the sky, consuming gardens, homes, and entire lives. What once was lush and fertile became salt and desolation. Two of the wealthiest cities of the ancient world simply vanished. Genesis 13:10 gives us a glimpse of their extraordinary life. When Lot lifted his eyes, he saw the entire Jordan plain well-watered, like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt. Archaeologists confirmed that the valley of Sodom and Gomorrah was one of the most fertile regions on earth 4,000 years ago. The valley was unique. Rich soil, abundant water, and a perfect microclimate made it ideal for crops. Multiple rivers, underground springs, and regular rainfall created a natural paradise. Nature itself seemed to conspire to make this land eternal. But true wealth came from bitumen, mentioned in Genesis 14:9-10. This black, sticky substance was the petroleum of the ancient world. Egyptians paid fortunes for it for mummification, and Mesopotamian builders used it to waterproof bricks. Whoever controlled the bitumen wells controlled almost limitless wealth. Tel El-Ham, believed to be Sodom, shows massive walls, intricate gates, and storage chambers suggesting large-scale trade. Dr. Stephen Collins, leading the excavations, found evidence that the city controlled strategic trade routes between Mesopotamia and Egypt. Salt from the Dead Sea was another source of wealth. Caravans traveled hundreds of kilometers to collect this white gold, essential for preserving food in a world without refrigeration. Salt was so valuable it was equivalent to silver in distant cities. Agriculture flourished. Wheat, barley, dates, and grapes grew in abundance. Lot saw this wealth when Abraham offered him the choice of land, but extreme prosperity also brought moral and social consequences. Ezekiel 16:49 warns about the dangers of excessive wealth, arrogance, abundance of bread, and leisure. Archaeological discoveries show enormous granaries, underground silos, and storage systems capable of feeding far larger populations. Extreme food security changed collective psychology. Excessive food security created ritualistic waste. Throwing away food became a symbol of status and power. Banquets became daily routines, reflecting indulgence. Leisure turned into idleness, and people began seeking increasingly extreme entertainment. This is where pride emerged. Ezekiel uses a Hebrew term meaning arrogant pride, the kind of superiority felt by those who never faced real challenges. Looking at a starving foreigner and thinking, "This is not my problem," became common. Even worse, Sodom stopped helping the needy. Ezekiel highlights that they did not strengthen the hand of the poor. Resources existed, yet society chose neglect. In the ancient Middle East, hospitality was essential. Refusing it violated core human ethics. Archaeological evidence at Tel El-Hammam reveals inward-facing courtyards, high walls, and no communal spaces. Urban planning promoted isolation rather than community. Genesis 19:9 shows the violent reaction to Lot defending foreigners, proving societal hostility to the vulnerable. Sodom's location was strategic. Trade routes connecting Mesopotamia and Egypt passed through the Jordan Valley. Controlling these routes meant taxing caravans, regulating trade, and profiting immensely. Cuneiform tablets reveal extensive trade networks carrying textiles, metals, spices, and agricultural goods. The city's economy was diverse. Artisans crafted goods, merchants offered financial services, and administrators managed infrastructure. Luke 17:28 confirms that commercial activity persisted until the very end, highlighting the city's full functionality. Sodom's society was at its peak: eating, drinking, buying, selling, planting, and building. Irrigation systems allowed extraordinary crops, confirming the valley's agricultural richness. Festivals, public banquets, and entertainment reflected collective prosperity. Public works included paved roads, water channels, and communal storage, showing sophisticated infrastructure. Markets functioned continuously, artisans were productive, and society appeared fully stable and prosperous. Yet, all this wealth hit a moral decay. Prosperity without responsibility can turn blessings into curses. Luke 17:28 shows that Sodom maintained normal life, buying, selling, planting, building, until the exact moment of destruction. Geological evidence confirms sudden, catastrophic destruction. Fire and sulfur rained from the sky, consuming everything. The contrast between ordinary life and instantaneous annihilation is shocking. Genesis 19:24 emphasizes the event. The Lord rained sulfur and fire from heaven. Modern geology confirms a catastrophic event occurred near the Dead Sea 4,000 years ago. Dr. Stephen Collins discovered a destruction layer covering the city, with temperatures exceeding 2,000 Celsius. Pottery vitrified, bricks melted, and stone transformed into plaster. Lot's wife became a pillar of salt, likely due to extreme heat acting on massive salt deposits. Scientific evidence confirms the devastation was extremely rapid, permanently altering the landscape. Within hours, 2 of the richest cities vanished, leaving only salt, ashes, and biblical memories of life in the most fertile valley on earth. Sodom and Gomorrah remain profound lessons on wealth, morality, and divine judgment. Even today, the remains of these cities remind us that wealth without ethics or compassion leads to ruin. When societies prioritize luxury over humanity, they walk a dangerous path, no matter how fertile or prosperous the land may be.